Elsa here, just a few designs, and I know that I can't be the only one rushing to make Valentine's cards, so I thought I'd post this really quick. This is an envelope that I had made before. I just decorated it different, and I took a different approach with it, so I thought I'd share with you what I did, and maybe you'd like to make one too. This is one of them, and see all the hearts right here. Let me tell you what I used. I used this. This has paid for itself. I bought it years and years ago. It's one of Martha Stewart paper punch, and it's a heart. And then I used this one. This is also Martha Stewart, and I used this one to punch these borders right here. Okay, this is really simple to make, but these turn out so pretty. On the back you can add, if you're trading it with somebody, you could, you know, add ephemera or whatever it is you want to do. You can do the same right here in the front, but the card itself with this one is actually right here. Here's where you would put Happy Valentine's Day, a little sentiment in the back, and I did the heart so you'd see them on both sides. Then I used stickles, and it just sits in the middle right there. But isn't that cute? Now the back part also works as a card stand, so your card will stand like this. Isn't that cute? So I made this one first. This is from one of my daughters. I put a little doily on the inside, and I used that same paper punch all the way around. Put a little heart punch there. Then you see these hearts, these maroon hearts I punched them from this sheet of paper right here. Then I used it to embellish the back of this envelope, and then I just inlaid some black and white hearts in there. And the back and the front are the same with a little doily that I put in there. This turns out to be a really nice and sturdy card. Okay, now I made that one, and then I made this one that's a little bit softer with the green, because there's green in this paper, and that just says something that says "Be Mine" in there. I think I'm going to put money in here for the girls, and then the card, the insert, will go in here, and it'll stand like this. Really simple to make. So let's make one. Okay, so I went ahead and cut all my hearts out, and this is going to be for this one. Okay, I'll show you how I did that. Please excuse me, I'm still trying to get over this flu or cold or whatever this is that I have. Okay, so this is just a regular size sheet of paper, cardstock. It is your really, it is your really lightweight cardstock. Okay, it's just a card to throw away, and this measures 8.5 by 11. So to make it easy and make it this size, because the one I have a video showing you how to make these, and it's 11 by 11, so it's a bigger card. This one is just something little, so I went with 8.5 on the long side. So this will give me a square that is 8.5 by 8.5. Okay, and then if you saw that video, you'll know that you're gonna fold this in half, triangle wise like this, right? And then you're gonna turn it around, and you're gonna do the same over here. Meet your corners like this. So now you have this, right? Like that. Okay, so now you're going, this is your center right there. You're gonna bring all of your four corners to meet right here. So let's do that right here, and go ahead and burnish them really good. Try to make these right here as close as you can match, you know, try to make them match. I'm at a loss of words today. I've been taking Dayquil and NyQuil, and I think my head's a little fussy. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so once you have this like this, you're gonna put this side facing down, so you're just gonna flip it, and then you're gonna take this side to meet this side up here. Okay, and then just burnish everything really well. It's gonna want to fight with you and warp and do all sorts of interesting things, but you just keep burnishing it. Make all your ends meet so it looks nice and even. So like this. So now you have this, right? And here's your one, and here's your back. Now on the other one, I told you to bring back the back and fold it and come this way, and that's what made your envelope. This one you're gonna leave your flaps, one on that side and one in the back and one in the front, just like this. Now this one, as the closure, you can see right there, I just took one of those little things, glued at the bottom, so this is just going to go in there, and that's what's gonna hold it. On this one, I didn't put anything. I'm just going to leave it like that and hand it to her like that. Because it's heavy and it's got enough weight because of that flour that it keeps it down. So, excuse me. Okay, so now that you have it here, the easiest way for me to decorate it is to open it back up before you glue anything down. Okay? And take the paper that you like this is just paper, and it's just designer paper, but you see how it has these edges right here? I really like that. So all I did was I took it and put it up against my triangle right here and marked it where I would want to cut it. Took it to my cutter and matched the lines up and made a cut. Now this is going to fit perfect right here. So for video purposes, I'm going to use a glue stick. So this is going to go right here. That saves you on having to measure so much. Okay, and then we're going to do the other corner just the same. And they won't be the same size, so don't cut them two at the same time thinking, well, if one fits one side, because sometimes they don't. Alright, so now you have those two that are decorated. Now when you fold it, you'll have that pretty there and this here. So let me add some more glue in this. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing for the fronts right here. So now you have that. See how fast? Okay, so now that you've decorated that, if you want to decorate the inside, once again, you just keep doing the same thing. Now with the inside, since this was a sheet of paper that I had cut in half, right? If you don't have another one and you don't want to have to keep wasting another one, I take this one because it's got really soft flowers, and I'm going to decorate the inside of this one. So I just put me some glue in here and just lay this on it like that, away from your fold line, okay? Just a little bit like that, and then just trim it. So here you go. So now you have that, and you have this side. Okay. Now, for the inside, I went ahead and I wanted to decorate the inside with a different shade of color in there. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the inside. So your inside turns out to be 6 by 3 approximately. So I'm going to cut this a little bit, like 5 3/4 by a little bit under 3. Just like that, and then your insert's going to be about the same thing. So I cut 3 of those. So just measure the inside of these. Okay, so I'm going to close this up. Make sure this is going to fit in here perfectly. Like that. So let's add a little glue to this. First, you can decorate this side too. So I'm just going to put this right here. We're going to add a little glue to it. Do the same thing to the other side. So now you can close this and fold it back, and that's what you have. Okay? Nice and fast. Okay, so now, alright, so now you're just going to seal these 2 sides right here. Just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, so once you glue the 2 sides down, you can put it aside to make the insert. Now, make sure that your little card insert is, you put the glue right here, right, on either side. So cut it so it'll go in between that. I mean, I'm sure you know that, but just in case. That it fits in comfortably right there. Okay, so now, this is what I did with my hearts. I took some double-sided tape, not really wide, and ran me a line down here. Like that. I did it on both sides. And then just start positioning your hearts. Now, you don't want your hearts down low because you want them to stick up on top of your card. So I just started alternating them. And then you turn around and do the same to the back. Just make sure that you're covering up that tape. Just like that. You may need to add a little glue to some of them. There, just like that. And you can keep adding hearts and make it as high as you want, or you know, different colors, as many as you want. Now I took stickles in both diamond and in gold and stickle the tops of them so that they'd be nice and shiny. I don't think the camera does them justice, but yeah, you can do that with this, and then this would just fit in your card like this, like that. Okay, so now that this is let me show you how I did this. Now this is quite dry. This part right here, excuse me, it is really simple. This glue I'm using, art glitter glue, dries clear, which is why I love it. So I just put glue all the way around it, from, you know, about the width of this in glue, and then I went ahead and put this on my cutter and just scored a line just to make it easy to fold like this. Okay, then just fold it on your card like this. Now you're gonna have some sticky fingers doing this card, so keep you some wet ones or something, because ugh. And then that's it. You can either trim that right there or leave it. I just leave it. See, and it does both at the same time. So let's do the other side. Very little glue too. I mean, don't go glue happy. See, this one I started with a whole one. That's a half one right there. I want to start with a whole one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off, so that they'll look the same. Okay, and just put it right there. There you go. Also, what works really well is if you have one of those Siron sticker makers and you run this through it. Oh, it's like magic then. Okay, so then for the closure, like I said, for this one, I'm just gonna clip some more of these right here. Just clip it, and then just add a little glue at the bottom part down here, not so much coming up, just down here. Then just take your little one and glue it. Let it finish drying till it's nice and glued and in place, and then you can go ahead and flip that in there, and that'll be your little closure. Then you'll have something that looks like this. Make sure that all your tape is covered with a heart so it doesn't stick to the inside of your card. And then that's it. Then you can just write something on here for whoever it's going to. Put it in the card. Put a little money in there, or just a really cool sentiment, or if you're going to trade it with another crafter, maybe give them some ephemera, front and back, and that is it. That is how quick and how fast these little envelopes go. So if you're like me and you are just like trying to get things done at the last minute, here you go. And you can put into it as much and as little time and effort as you wish, because they're really simple to make. And even if you make them just a solid color with, I was thinking that all white with just pink hearts at the top would look so pretty too, wouldn't it? But I always have to go out and put all flowers and stuff on them. So, but anyway, here you go. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you create it. I hope it inspires. And thank you so much all for your time. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Good night, guys.